to fight through school, and I was the one staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning studying and still struggling. I'm a horrible test taker. Horrible test taker. I can know all the answers, but put that test in front of me and I bomb it, or I struggle. And I've never given up. A lot of you know my part of my story, my health challenges, bad relationships, things that could have knocked somebody down completely hardcore. But the thing is I believe that everything in life happens for a reason, and I also believe people are placed in our life for a reason. And I remember when I went through something major in my life, good relationship gone bad, and I remember coming out feeling the weakest I've ever felt in my life. Like I was no good, I wasn't good enough. My insecurities got deeper, stronger, and I felt like I was not worthy of anything. Through that, I've met so many people in my life that helped me through all of that, helped me build my confidence, helped me. You just have to surround yourself with people that want better for you, just like they do for themselves. And if you do that, like, you're on top of the world when you have people that you surround yourself with that make you better. Like, they don't bring the bad out of you, they bring the good out of you. And from that point on, I fought like hell. I worked my tail off. I busted my butt. I was never a big dreamer, so to think, because my insecurities brought me down. But I remember when I was single for a long time, and my goal was to buy a house. I was tired of paying someone else's mortgage because, that's what you do when you rent. And I wanted to buy a house. And I wanted to buy a house that I could resell one day and make a profit off of. And so I worked and worked and worked and worked. I lost a lot of friends because a lot of my friends were still young. We were still young. And I was 25 years old when I built my first house. My family doesn't come from money. We always worked hard for what we had. And I did. I bought my first house at 25 years old. And that was the biggest accomplishment I felt I've ever done because I did it by myself. I did it by working my tail off for it. And I had that to show for it, And then I met Chris. My health challenges happened. I was diagnosed with some health challenges, and then I met Chris. I met Chris because of those health challenges. My friend sent me a friend suggestion for him. It was actually his cousin's wife, and I deleted it. I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want to meet a guy. Bye-bye. So I deleted her friend's suggestion for him. I was diagnosed 2 months later, and I went through one of the, I would say, darkest times of my life because things just got scarier, worse. I thought my life was crumbling underneath me, and I didn't know which way to turn. And I got a friend request from Chris. I was in a really, really, really bad place, and I got a friend request from Chris on Facebook, and I was like, oh, what the heck, I'm never gonna meet him. Except, well, one thing led to another, and 8 years later, we have 2 kids, we live in Colorado, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And because of my health challenges, because I got so sick, I let him in. And he only knew me at that time. He knew me at my worst, and he accepted me. And through your vows, like through sickness and everything, he's been there. He was the one that let me lay on him and fall asleep for 3.5 hours on his lap while he had to pee. He is the best thing that has ever happened to me. So with that being said, know that no matter what, and I can go on forever with this story, but I want to cut it short so I don't bore you guys. Know that no matter how hard life gets, no matter how low you feel, know that deep down, in your heart, that there's a purpose, there's a reason for everything. We may not understand it at the time, it's hard to understand it at the time. I'm telling you, when I met Chris, I pushed him away. I gave every excuse for him to run.
If you believe every victim deserves to be remembered and every truth deserves to be told, subscribe to The Crime Narrator. These stories live on because you're here to hear them.
The last weeks of Shanann Watts' life did not begin with violence or raised voices. They began quietly, almost invisibly, in the spaces where love used to live. Shanann was known for her energy, her openness, and the way she documented her life with pride and hope. She was a mother who adored her children, a woman who believed deeply in building a future, and a wife who trusted that honesty and effort could fix anything that felt broken. From the outside, her life looked full. Inside, something was slipping away, and she could feel it, even if she didn't yet understand it. There was a growing distance in her marriage that words hadn't yet explained. Messages went unanswered. Affection felt forced or absent. Conversations that once flowed easily now ended too quickly, or not at all. Shanann tried to fill the silence with understanding. She told herself stress could change people, that exhaustion could harden emotions, that love didn't disappear overnight. She believed that if she stayed patient, if she stayed loving, things would return to the way they were. She was someone who believed in effort. If something was failing, you worked harder. If someone pulled away, you reached closer. And so she did. She asked questions gently. She tried to reconnect. She planned, hoped, prayed. What she didn't know was that the answers she was searching for were already forming into something final. In those days, Shanann was also vulnerable. Financial pressures weighed heavily. Pregnancy brought exhaustion and emotional strain. Yet even then, she held on to optimism. She spoke about the future. She imagined healing. She believed honesty, once spoken, would be painful but freeing. She didn't yet realize that honesty, when it finally came, would not heal anything at all. There is something uniquely devastating about loving someone who is emotionally gone but physically present. Shanann lived in that contradiction. She shared space with someone whose heart was elsewhere, and she felt it in every small interaction. Still, she clung to the idea that love could be revived, that commitment meant staying even when it hurt. To her, marriage was not something you abandoned when it became uncomfortable. If you're finding yourself drawn into stories like this, stories where warning signs are quiet and pain hides behind routine, take a moment to support this channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing. These stories matter because they remind us to listen more closely, to notice what often goes unseen. And now, back to Shanann. As the days passed, the tension became heavier. Shanann sensed that a conversation was coming, one she both feared and hoped for. She wanted truth, even if it hurt. She believed that clarity was better than confusion. She didn't know that some truths don't offer clarity at all. They only leave wreckage behind. There is a cruel irony in how calm things seemed just before everything ended. No dramatic warning, no final argument that screamed danger. Just a woman preparing herself to hear something she believed she could survive. She had survived hard things before. She thought this would be another one. What makes this moment so haunting is not just what would be said later, but what hadn't been said yet. The silence before the words, the unspoken tension, the feeling that something irreversible was approaching, even if it didn't yet have a name. Shanann stood on the edge of that moment, with hope still alive inside her, believing love, once spoken aloud, could still be chosen again. She didn't know that the words she was about to hear would not be an explanation, but an ending. She didn't know that love, once denied so coldly, could shatter more than a relationship. And she didn't know that those words would become the final emotional blow before her life was taken. This is where Shanann's story pauses. Not at the crime, not at the violence, but at the fragile moment before everything fell apart. A moment filled with hope, trust, and the belief that honesty would save her. The conversation Shanann had been waiting for did not come with raised voices or dramatic confrontation. It arrived quietly, stripped of emotion, delivered with a calm that made the words land even harder. When she finally asked for the truth, when she gathered the courage to confront the distance she could no longer ignore, the response she received was not what she had prepared herself for. There was no explanation layered with regret, no reassurance hidden beneath honesty. There were only 5 words that cut through every—
Hi. Say hi.
Oh.
You don't want to say hi? So I just wanted to come on here live. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So Saturday's here. I don't even know what time it is. It's 8:30 here in Colorado. And I love waking up now on Saturdays and being able to enjoy my family. We never have to... Careful, Cece. We never have to really... we never have it determined where we're going. No plans, really. Summer's coming. And we're super excited. Bella, come here for a second, baby. We're really excited for summer because
everything she believed she knew. I never loved you. For Shanann, time seemed to slow in that moment. The meaning of the sentence took longer to settle than the sound of it. Love, she thought, does not vanish like this. It doesn't rewrite years of shared memories, children, promises, and sacrifices. Yet the certainty in his voice left no room for misunderstanding. This was not confusion speaking. This was detachment. She searched his face for something. Hesitation, pain, conflict. Anything that suggested the words were spoken in anger rather than truth. But there was nothing. No visible emotion. No attempt to soften the blow. Just distance where love once lived. And in that silence, Shanann felt the foundation of her life begin to crack. Shock has a strange way of quieting the mind. Instead of screaming or breaking down, Shanann turned inward. She replayed every moment, every memory, trying to locate the point where love had supposedly never existed. She questioned herself relentlessly. Had she imagined it all? Had she misunderstood affection for obligation? The cruelty of the statement wasn't just in what it denied, but in what it erased. Her reality. Still, even then, Shanann didn't lash out. She didn't give up. Her instinct was to fix, to understand, to save. She asked questions. She tried to reason. She spoke about counseling, about effort, about starting over. To her, love was a choice, something you worked toward even when feelings faltered. What she didn't yet understand was that she was fighting alone. There is a unique kind of pain that comes from emotional abandonment. It doesn't leave visible bruises, but it dismantles you piece by piece.
So as we just met baby Grace, Bella wants another sister or brother. What do you want? Do you want another brother or sister?
Sister.
You want another sister? As this one's flying off the couch? Sit down. Lord have mercy. Cece's gonna give mommy a little mini heart attack. What do you think? Right, Cece? Say hi, Cece. Whoa, Cece. Whoa. Thank goodness for this. My secret weapon. Right? Does mommy have a secret weapon, that Black Label? You want a brother? Or a sister?
Sister.
Sister. You're sad the baby left? Aw. And Cece went over. Crash! This is my life. You crashed over the couch, kid. What you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Say hi. 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 As she crashes over the couch and she decides to... She fell into the shopping cart and no cry. That's my tough little cookie, right? Are you my tough little cookie? Cookie? Say ice. Ice. Say beater. How about Dee Dee? Cece. We say ice? Bella, do you want a brother or sister? A sister? Another sister like Cece? You really do? Let me see that.
A baby.
Well, a baby sister is what would happen. A sister would come first, but mommy would need extra Black Label. Right? I don't know if we're gonna have another baby anytime soon.
Hi, Mr. Cedric.
Not at this rate. They love babies. Don't mind my hair. I don't have time to do it. But this one wants another baby. Oh, you want another baby too? Yeah? You want to play with the baby? I think you just want to play with the baby.
I'm a baby.
You do? How about a pretend baby? Will that work?
Baby.
All right, we'll do a pretend baby.
No,
'Cause,
my baby.
Oh my God, Hannah. My friend just came with her newborn. She's 2 months old, and Bella held her, and she said she wants another sister. Stop fighting. And then this is what happens, right? You'll have to tell Daddy you want another sister. See if he agrees. Okay? I think we'll get you a pretend baby. How about that? Not enough Black Label alive for me to have another baby right now. Cece, what are you doing? All right. Well, you guys saw her crash into the shopping cart. We'll talk to you guys soon. Say goodbye. Say bye-bye.
Hi.
Say have a nice day. She's mad because she doesn't have a baby right now.
Baby.
Baby? Say hi. Hi. Say Grace. Did you see baby Grace? Nope, nope, nope. You can't have the phone. Did you hold baby Grace? Oh. Give me.
Shanann was standing in the presence of someone who had already left. Someone whose emotional exit had been completed long before the words were spoken. And yet, she still believed honesty could lead to healing. That belief kept her vulnerable. Around her, life continued as normal. Responsibilities didn't pause for heartbreak. Messages were sent. Plans were made. Smiles were forced. From the outside, nothing looked different. Inside, Shanann was unraveling quietly, trying to hold on to dignity, while her sense of worth was being stripped away. Stories like this are difficult to hear, but they are important to tell. If you believe, voices like Shanann's deserve to be remembered and understood. Take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Supporting these stories helps ensure they are not forgotten. And now, back to her story. Despite the pain, Shanann did not see herself as defeated. She believed people could say cruel things in moments of confusion. She believed love could be buried beneath resentment and fear. She believed time and honesty could repair what was broken. And perhaps most tragically, she believed she was safe. What makes this moment so chilling in hindsight is not just the emotional cruelty, but the imbalance of power. One person was exposing their heart, seeking truth and connection. The other was withholding something far more dangerous than honesty. Shanann was responding to words, unaware of the intentions that had already formed behind them. She carried the weight of those 5 words with her, replaying them again and again, trying to make sense of how love could be denied so completely. She internalized the rejection, wondering what she had done wrong, what she could have done differently. She didn't know that the words were not a reflection of her worth, but a warning she never had the chance to fully recognize. As the night moved forward, Shanann held on to hope, even as it slipped through her fingers. She believed tomorrow might bring clarity. She believed conversation could still change things. She believed in giving someone the benefit of the doubt, even when it hurt. She didn't know that the worst thing wasn't being told she was never loved. It was trusting someone who had already decided her fate. When Shanann's presence suddenly disappeared, the absence spoke louder than any argument ever could. The woman who once filled rooms with energy, messages, and plans was no longer answering calls. There were no updates, no replies, no familiar signs of life. At first, concern grew slowly. Missed messages could be explained. Silence could be temporary.
Hey guys, what the heck? I forgot I still had to clip my hair from Bella. Oops. Fun days with kids. Alright, there we go. Alright, it's a little bright out here, but it's actually beautiful. I think it is 81 degrees outside. Absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to come on here. I've been on the phone since the girls went to sleep with some amazing people on my team who are absolutely positively the best. I've been super blessed to have such an amazing team and friends that I call. So I just wanted to come on here because we have a promo going on with Lavelle, which is get a free box of Pure until the 20th. Hi Brittany, hi Christina. And so I wanted to come on here and kind of touch base with you guys and just tell you guys how amazing Thrive is and how amazing is it done for me. How amazing it is, and how great it's helped me tremendously. Not only has it helped me, but it's helped so many of my friends. I have a friend who just started his Thrive experience last Tuesday, so today's a week he's been on it and feels amazing. He sent me a text message last night that said, oh my goodness, Will, what did you say? He said, his exact words were, Thrive is absolutely amazing. And it is. It's amazing. Even when you think you do not need it, you'll see how putting the premium grade nutrition into your body really helps your body live at its 100% potential. Like, our bodies are designed to do a lot, but a lot of us cannot function doing that because, you know, shoot, it's life. Like, we get tired, we get exhausted, we get drained, we lose our patience. My daughter had a meltdown today in Target, like literally full-on fledged, her first meltdown in public, and it was during, you know, lunchtime, nap time. She was not feeling well and she had a full-on meltdown, and I just kept my cool. I was just like this, calm and collect. And it's funny because I had like a million people staring at me because my kid was having a meltdown, and my patience was still there. I still had patience to just take it in and to let her do her thing. She went to bed when she got home, but she did her thing, and I was good. I felt good. I, you know, didn't lose my cool. I didn't scream.
As the hours passed, that silence became impossible to ignore. Friends noticed first. Shanann was not someone who vanished without explanation. She checked in. She responded. She showed up. When she didn't, alarm bells began to ring. Worry turned into fear, and fear turned into urgency. The stillness she left behind felt wrong, heavy, unnatural. What followed was disbelief layered upon disbelief. Questions surfaced with no answers. Where could she be? Why would she leave without her children? Nothing about the situation aligned with the woman people knew. The truth, when it began to surface, shattered every remaining illusion of safety. The discovery did not bring relief. It brought devastation. The reality that emerged was not just about loss, but betrayal at its deepest level. A life full of trust, love, and hope had been extinguished by someone who had shared her home, her future, her most vulnerable moments. The finality of it all was unbearable. In the aftermath, people searched for meaning in the wreckage. They replayed conversations, re-examined warning signs, questioned what could have been done differently. Those 5 words, "I never loved you," echoed back with new weight. They were no longer just emotionally cruel. They were the last emotional severing before everything ended. Shanann's story forced an uncomfortable truth into the open. Danger does not always announce itself with rage or violence. Sometimes it hides behind calm voices, routine behavior, and familiar faces. Sometimes the most terrifying intentions are carried quietly, while trust remains unbroken on one side. As the details became public, the world learned Shanann's name not because of who she was, but because of how her life ended. And that, perhaps, is the greatest injustice of all. She was more than a headline, more than a victim. She was a mother, a daughter, a friend, a woman who believed in love even when it was slipping away. If you're listening to this and you believe stories like Shanann's deserve to be told with care and respect, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Not for entertainment, but for remembrance. These stories matter because they remind us of the lives behind the names. What remains now is the echo of what could have been. The future Shanann imagined never arrived. The effort she poured into saving her marriage was never met with honesty or compassion. Her trust was used against her, and the cost was irreversible. But remembering Shanann means more than recounting the crime. It means acknowledging the warning signs of emotional abandonment. It means understanding that cruelty does not always look loud. It can be quiet, dismissive, and final. And it means honoring her life by listening more closely to those who feel unheard, unseen, or unsafe. Shanann Watts' story does not end with her final moments. It lives on in the lessons it leaves behind, and about trust, about intuition, about the danger of ignoring emotional red flags. Her voice was silenced, but her story continues to speak. And as long as it is told, she is not forgotten.